One. And we're back. We skipped a week. We missed
Yep.
Valentine's week because we're so busy.
Yep.
Not really, though. I'm just implying we did something, but we
It
didn't
seems
really
that
do
way.
anything.
There was a lot of love in the air, regardless.
Yeah, it was so traffic. It's always like it's like a festival of people buying flowers, chocolates, going to restaurants, and those I don't know how to describe those places without being those hotels, cheaper hotels. You think? Yeah.
Motels.
That's a booming business that day.
I Guys and I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. I mean, like I got her like some chocolate and some flowers
Some flowers.
and like put it out, but we didn't do anything the rest of the day though. We didn't go out and celebrate or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I've heard it's a very big deal with some couples, I guess.
Yeah.
At some point, because one of my coworkers before was joking. Of course, she has no, I think she's married that time, and then of course, there's always a joke with married couple where sometimes the wife teased their husband like, "Hey, buy me flowers, come on," and she was joking like she told her husband that, "Wait, this girl's already posting flowers. I don't have flowers yet. Come on, when are you gonna buy me flowers?" So it's like a joke, like it's about social media, not about someone giving you flowers anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the same story for other people, right? Like maybe they're just doing it before because the story is guys buy flowers to girls, and if no one's buying you flowers that day, maybe they look at themselves as less than other. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
just my thoughts, guys. I'm not saying everyone. For our listeners,
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone's that.
How
Most,
soon
though,
after
maybe most of people.
How soon after you get the flowers do you pull out your phone and post it online? It's like immediately after. You want people to see. Oh, look what my boyfriend did for me for Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. It's got to be less than 5 minutes after you've gotten
Yeah.
the whatever surprise presentation that they pull out their
and-
phones.
Yeah, I even think that most of them, like if you see pictures of their boyfriend, like actually giving the flowers, like they have a picture of their boyfriend, like having, like holding the flowers and then handing to the person, and then you see like the cameras like in front. Like I'm pretty sure that's not the exact time that person gave the flowers. It's like give it to me again and take the picture. Give it to me again, take the video. So
Now stand right there.
it's
No,
like,
no, don't
yeah.
turn around.
Right
No,
there,
go the other way because that's my good side. It's on my left
That's
side.
the good
Let's
side.
do it
Then
the other
giving
way.
me the flowers this way. Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to
Angle
hate
flowers
that
this way. It looks yeah.
when you take pictures of someone and they look through all of them like, oh, I look terrible. I'm so ugly. No, let's take it again. Don't post that. Like, oh my God, that's what you look like. That picture of you, whether you think it's good or bad, that is what you are. That's who you are.
Yeah.
Like I've never looked at a picture and been like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
That's
who you are. Almost most of the time. That's you are all the time. The angle that you wanted to want everyone to see is not, people don't really see that a lot, right? It's not maybe you think that that's what people see, but they don't. There's always a joke in that, and it's from our coworker before, where you see when someone takes a picture of a group. Let's say you're in a group, and then hey, let's take a picture. And then when they try to show you the picture, like the first thing you're gonna look for is always your face, right? You don't even care with the other people. You just like look for where am I in the picture? I look good. I'm fine. I don't care how the others look like. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side of the picture, someone's being stabbed to death.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's a good picture. Yeah,
no, I think it's a great picture. I think you should post it.
You look good in here. Yeah. Oh wait, your mic's not working. No.
Yeah, someone's throwing up in the background.
Gosh.
Oh, there it's working now.
I forgot to turn it on.
Oh, okay. I thought it's a wire again, because if it's a wire, it's a
No, got rid of that
it's
one.
a nightmare. Oh, you got new ones. Did you buy it online or just there's happened to be a podcast store? It's so
There's a
specific, right? There's a
music-
podcast
is it-
store nearby.
Yeah, we went to
store?
a nice little music store called Woody's. It's been around
Oh yeah, I
for a
mean,
while.
yeah, that would, that would be. They would have like, they should have mics too, right? Mic speakers, because I see.
Yeah, this is like it's a Fender mic, so you know it's legit.
legit,
sturdy.
It's a very.
It'll probably last us a while.
The wire is Fender.
Yeah, it's this Fender right here.
I didn't
It's a
know that.
legit brand. I know there are guitars. I haven't. I know it by when I say I know, I mean I've read Fender on guitars, and then people
Yeah.
play those
Oh,
guitars. Yeah, not
Fender
personally where I
Stratocaster.
play.
Like that's
Yeah.
the Fender Stratocaster is probably one of the most iconic guitars that ever existed. If you think of Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah.
Dave Gilmour from the Pink Floyd, like they're all playing Fender. I mean, right there. What Gibson is another really big one. Taylor,
Swift.
Swift.
Taylor Swift. I don't think there's any relation.
Is Fender Bender came from that?
No, Fender Bender is.
I don't. I
What's
don't
that?
know.
Maybe it's
For
related
cars,
to a
right?
Fender. Yeah, cars Fender. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe a Fender.
That's just
Oh,
something that came to my head.
Fender Bender. Oh,
Fender
Fender.
Bender. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta
I know. I need to
Google
look
that
it up.
one
Yeah. What's the history of a Fender Bender?
or
Yeah.
research that one.
Yeah. Let's see. So how's the actually not to we didn't really break the record of bringing up Dale. He actually told me last time he's gonna be here because his microphone already got to his place, like it got delivered already. You know when you ship a box from the US to the Philippines and then takes like I think the fastest would be maybe 2 months. That's really a
2 to
fast
3 months.
it's 2 to
Yeah.
3 months. He already have it. So we had our team building last weekend. It's as a team. We had lunch and movie. We watched Captain America, the new Captain America. Brave New World. And then me and Dale were talking like I think I can be joining this weekend because I already have my mic. Like yourself. Oh yeah, that sounds good. But yeah,
He's working night shift. How could he? I mean,
yeah.
he wants-
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be. He's gonna be back there before he's gonna start joining the podcast again. Yeah.
He has an interview next week.
Who?
Dale.
I mean, for who? For
No, for to go there to travel there.
Do not mention the company.
Yeah, I can just delete it. And
oh god. I was
He's just
maybe
actually
I should say he has an interview for what?
For his visa.
Oh, for his visa.
yeah,
The company is not going to interview him.
Sorry about that.
yeah.
I was
embassy.
legitimately like confused. Well, that's good. Hopefully, is there any concern that he would pass an interview like that?
No, he's
I
been.
don't know.
He has done it before.
Unless he
Yeah.
says something like,
I don't know.
I don't know how strict they are with the change of administration, but
he should probably say something about like
But-
he's a fan of
MAGA.
Elon Musk or something.
Yeah, MAGA. Here we go.
I love
It's just
I love
I love
USA
Tesla.
and I love UFC.
yeah, electric cars,
Jenna
right?
White.
Yes, the next thing. Yeah,
you
White,
should just wear something like
Rogan.
Joe Rogan's great.
Rogan's great.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Facebook. Zuckerberg. Yeah,
or a
cool
picture
guy.
of Elon Musk.
Yeah,
The face
or-
of Elon Musk on his shirt.
My God, Elon Musk. We
Yeah.
could talk about Elon Musk for hours. But that might
He's
be
the-
at this
I wish-
point.
I wish-
It seems like now that Trump's president, everyone of the tech billionaires is like
Yeah,
bowing
it's like- Mm-hmm.
down to Trump now. Everyone's like, "Oh no, Trump's great. We love Trump," because
Mhm.
he's in charge now.
Yeah, I think there should be a part that they're just doing it because it's the current administration, right?
Oh,
Okay, I
that's-
think
Yeah,
if the other like party
think it's
won,
part of the-
I think they were still gonna do this. I don't know about Elon because Elon's like had a bad rep
Part
with
of the
the
business.
Also, there's
I
the
think,
factor of like in America, presidents get 2 terms only, and they're 4 years each. And presidents who are elected in their second term, so like Obama and George Bush, those last 4 years, there's really they're not concerned about being reelected, so they're going to be much more aggressive with their policies and the decisions that they make. It's really about creating a legacy at that point. So the first 4 years, they're usually just trying to get reelected. So they're
they
treading
they try
lightly.
to be.
So now
try to
this is going to be
extend.
more aggressive 4 years from Trump, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that's the way it is usually with the second term.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. People.
I was shocked that Elon Musk has 13 children.
Does he really?
Yeah, he is trying to populate the world. Yeah. I think it's four.
I saw something.
Four women,
I don't know
right?
if it was on Facebook.
I think it's four different
How
women.
many does
and then
Trump
13.
have? Trump has
4.
6? With 4 different women?
No,
Yeah.
With 2 different women?
2 different women.
I have 2 with 1 different woman.
Like he has.
Wait, 1 different woman.
One
Donald
woman,
Trump
no,
Jr., Tiffany, and then I forgot the other brother's name, and then the tall guy,
Barron.
Barron.
He's like 6
Yeah,
foot
at least
10.
6'7", right? Or 6? Yeah, I think so.
He's like
tall.
the starting center for the Chicago Bulls.
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so tall.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting close to politics talk. That was not my intention.
To dial back. No, it's because when you talk about Elon now, it's tied up to politics, right? Because he's
But-
now like a political figure.
He
It's not
is.
about Tesla anymore. It's more about, was that Department of Government Efficiency? I think that's his
the Doge.
I don't know. Is he leading that? I don't know how to describe.
He's
how
definitely
to
heavily
define
involved.
it. Yeah.
But I think we were getting to. It would benefit Dale to just like go all in with the current administration, in this interview. I mean, how you've been through an interview like that, right, Glaza? How nervous were you
What?
when you went into an immigration interview?
The first time was very, very nervous. Second time wasn't so much.
You just
'Cause-
worried about saying the wrong thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one's always the scary one because you don't have any history going to the US as, as a working, and then you're always thinking about the script that you practice before the
there's a script
interview,
or like
how to
there's a
answer
guideline.
this question. It usually depends, and then actually for me, like there's a cubicle in there that you can hear, like how you can hear other people's interview. Like if the console's voice is loud, you can hear like, oh, this is not good. It's getting worse for this guy before me. So that makes you more nervous because, I hope I don't get that cubicle. Because it's a queue, right? It depends like which one opens, and then you're wish like, I hope I don't get counter one. Please not counter one.
It's not like
get
it's
the guys having
it's
a
not a
bad day.
private conversation. Like you can see you can see them during the interview. Just it's like a cashier. Like you just have to go there and
Like you want
do
the
it.
guy that just fell in love with his girlfriend and is going to ask her to marry him after work. Like someone who's really happy, not someone who just got broken up with and their dog died.
And it doesn't help. They don't talk much. They just ask you a question. It's like they're trained to not just. It's more of like a matter of fact. Like they don't like establish a relationship with you. Just ask questions, and sometimes they don't react to that.
Would you rather have a human do it, or would you rather it be like a robot, like an AI computer?
No, I don't.
I feel like there's
always
benefit.
there's always like a psychology thing going on because they want to know if you're being truthful. Like they're, they will read you. Try to.
Yeah, like who? Do you have your passport? Yes, I have my passport. Yeah, it depends how you answer. Like, I think it's more of, are you being forced to do something? I think they're trying to read that. I don't know. I think AI also have a way to, or a computer has a way to like determine that. But I would prefer, I think, a person.
Depends on how your voice, vibration of your voice.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
Maybe
And
they're
then I
trying
think maybe people lie. I don't know. They can sense that if the people are being, if they're lying about something.
or like human trafficking concerns.
yeah, they have a lot of concerns about that. I mean,
Yeah, it's always the passport thing because Apparently, that's a big thing where your passport should be with you all the time. It's not. You should not surrender it to your employer, because I think that's a big thing with trafficking, right? Because they surrender their passport to their employer, so they can't really go anywhere because their passport is with this with the maybe the person or their HR, or I don't know. So they can't really, if they want out, they can't really go back home because passports is with another with someone else. I know I haven't like I don't know someone personally who has that problem. I just heard that it's a thing.
Oh,
That's
really?
why when someone asks like,
But how? But when you're doing an interview, they'll get your passport, right?
yeah, I think
Because
it's
you have
more
the
on,
visa.
are you gonna? I think that there's one of the questions in there like it should be like when you get to the US or something, that it should be with you.
Okay.
It's always like
Some sort like
uh,
a trick question.
yeah,
Like you should be
you should, yeah.
aware of it.
And then the salary, I think that's the big thing. They're making sure you're not, no one's really taking advantage of you. Like what the
Yeah.
salary in the contract is. They should say the
Yeah.
exact number what's in the
Oh
contract.
yeah.
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 It
way of
was
protecting
like when I had that interview, there was one point in my very first interview that the consul went at the back, and he was there for, I don't know, for it was a long time, like maybe 3 minutes, and it's like I was starting to get worried. It's like, is this about like something?
Just something
I
about
was pretty
papers.
sure I'm
Come
gonna
on.
get denied because he was gone for a long time. And after that, he said, "Okay, you're approved."
He was just going to smoke a cigarette.
Probably.
Yeah. He was gonna be like, hey, Bob, let's freak this girl out, man.
Yeah.
Let's pretend I'm talking to you, and then I'm having a problem, and then like,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like-
You want to
Look
go
at
to
her, look
Chili's
at her.
after this?
look at her.
Let's go to Olive Garden after this is over.
God, hey Bob, I'm bored. Like, let's mess with this girl there. How many minutes? Do you have 5 minutes? Yeah, I have 3 minutes. Yeah, I have 3 minutes. Come on. What?
Yeah. It'd be hard not to mess with some people. You could see how nervous some people are. Have y'all ever interviewed anyone for a job?
No.
Me, not me. Yeah.
I just recently started not necessarily hiring them directly under me, but I was involved in the interview process. So I was like one of the phases of the interviews. And I can see how people could have a power trip over someone preparing and being nervous to meet and talk to you and being desperate to win you over. When you're on the other side of that, there's definitely, I didn't take advantage of it, but I could see how people who like power
Yeah.
and thrive off of that could take advantage of that situation. So I feel like people that do that job more often than not, they probably enjoy the nervousness. They feed off of that energy a little bit.
So are they the a-hole?
I think so. I think they will be.
And
That's one
a-hole
of my
for messing with the interviewee, asking some questions not from the script.
Yeah. It's, the interviews are always like,
Yeah, it's I've
always,
it's
no matter how many times you've done it, it's
there's always an anxiety tied up to it, because it's like you always want it to go well, even it's almost
like the embassy, the U.S. embassy in the Philippines is so strict. Like you can't bring cell phones in. So, like my
What about payphones and like other type of phones?
they probably have payphones inside. You can't bring cell phones or anything electronic, I think. And then here in the U.S.,
You don't even have to have clothes on in the U.S. You can come in
you can
naked.
text in front of them.
Yeah.
oh,
You could
really?
You could play saxophone.
Oh,
in
and
the
they will
waiting room.
say minimize using your phone, but
You can't really take it away.
We sell hot dogs in the waiting room in the U.S. We sell beer.
no, they don't.
Do whatever you want.
No, you don't.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope that Dale's interview goes well.
Yeah, good luck, Dale,
Thanks.
if you're listening. I will be with you on that interview. Hopefully you get the person who, like I said,
Yeah.
is going to ask their girlfriend to marry them after work and is excited and happy and
Yeah.
Dale comes in and sits down in front of them like, Dale, I love you.
Yeah.
Just yes, whatever the answer is, whatever you want.
But yes,
you're
man.
approved.
He's just gonna
Stamp.
approve. Go to the U.S.
Go.
Just go to the U.S. That's
And then the national anthem starts playing. Oh, say can you see?
Yeah, people cheering him. You're like, oh,
people lift Dale on their shoulders. Dale,
Yeah.
Dale, USA, USA.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm excited. Hopefully Dale moves back to. Would he be going back to?
Yes, of
city he
course.
was in.
I was gonna tease him, like, are you gonna stay? Are you still gonna go to an apartment? Yeah, probably. You know, it's gonna be more expensive, right? Yeah.
He's
Oh,
gonna.
I don't know.
It's probably
Yeah,
twice.
it's gonna
expensive.
be.
He's gonna. They're gonna throw a party for him, like welcome back party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the
Welcome
guy that
back.
worked at the front desk? I kept forgetting. Steven? Remember, I never remembered his name,
don't
and I thought his name was Steven or something.
And
I
some.
just know.
I
just
think
know
Ryan
he's so friendly.
ask him.
So friendly, and we went to that meetup at that bar. Remember?
Yeah,
who was there with him?
Yeah, and we met that Brazilian guy who makes ice cream upstairs. I actually talked to him one time. Did I tell you that? When I was walking towards work and he was going to like the university or something. He was like, I don't know if he's an exchange student or something. And we were talking. It's like he said she's gonna make ice cream and then knock on our door.
What?
Do you remember that guy?
No.
The Brazilian guy?
I'm glad he
upstairs?
didn't. I'm getting red flags.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
probably
if
a
he's
new
listening, I love you.
staff now, right? Because to change owners. Because I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't want to repeat the same stuff because Dale's gonna share the same story of like, do you know the owner of WeWork before? I think that's it. You know, that's the new owner of the building. Yeah, it's
Oh,
always yeah. He loves that guy. He loves that guy.
He loves
the
him.
owner of
I
it.
think he's in love with him, potentially.
What's the
we'll
guy's
see.
name?
There's a documentary about him. I forget
Yeah, I
his
think
name. He's a Greek man. Well, sometimes when you go through a phase in life like we did in Miami and staying in the place that we stayed in, you move on from it and you go in to do things in your life, and then you forget that people are still living there. Like at this exact very moment, there's an apartment complex full of people that are living their lives there or who have just moved in and are starting their own journey
Yeah,
in that place, their own story, which is part of our story that is no longer exists. Like we're never going to be back to that point in our lives ever again. And if we were, we'll never be back at the same moment in our lives. You know, so much has changed since then.
yeah.
Maybe the point I'm making is how experiences in life are just a moment in time. It's just a brief moment in time that we're living through at every moment in life. And before you know it, it's over.
There's a light like enlightening here, right here.
I feel it.
Should we?
Where's it?
Should we
Where's it
move?
from? Is it from the?
Yeah, I think it's from the.
Oh, so that's it, right? I see a line. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
I
want
see a line.
to paste that?
I
'Cause
think
we
there
don't
would be a
have the
better
money.
position for the computer to be there.
Okay, then just move it. All right. Is the lighting better?
It's now at the bottom. I think it's on your side, but it's not covering your face. I think you see it, right?
Okay.
It's like a ray, but it's that's fine. It's like an effect. It's like a sun ray, or what do you call that? It's
We didn't have the monitor light. That's
Yeah, we need another one here. We have
Yeah,
the
we
best
did-
intentions going into this podcast, but
with the
Somehow.
we came
with brighter. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
what was there was a topic that we wanted to talk about. Was it Ryan Gosling? No, it was
no, it's
Reynolds.
Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, Break Live.
Ryan Reynolds.
I wanted to bring that up last time, but I'm not sure how to. And now I think it's after the SNL. You've seen that clip, the SNL?
yeah, he
The
stood up
SNL had
and
a 50th anniversary, and
addressed
they do a bit where they're like some people are asking questions, but they're celebrities asking questions, like celebrities in the audience like asking questions.
Yeah.
And then he did a bit of like, "Hey, Ryan Reynolds, how are you?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Did you hear anything? Did you hear something?" And something about that because
Yeah. Like,
because everyone
are
like
you
heard
okay? Are you
about that.
doing fine? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What'd you hear?
yeah, I
Um,
heard that. Oh,
I
yeah,
think
nothing.
the reaction seemed to be to that he shouldn't be making light of a sexual assault allegation.
Hmm.
Or maybe it's too soon to
Yeah,
make light of it.
yeah.
Um,
I laugh about it because yeah, I know about the issue. I think he's just joking around that there's a problem, but yeah, it shouldn't be because there's an actual lawsuit on it, so you shouldn't even be like hinting towards that because any like you say like anything you say on public, they can actually use it in court, or you can the other party can use it in court. But have you read or heard? This is a crazy, somewhat crazy thing that's going around. Like, because when I haven't heard about that, like I'm okay with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. They seem like nice people because that's their character they put in a movie, so how they conduct themselves. But when you hear about they're just like Hollywood bullies, if you want to, using the feminist Me Too stuff, and then using their powerful network to bully someone into dominate a movie.
yeah.
The movie the It Ends With Us. That's the movie that's just the start
Mm-hmm.
it, right? And
Yeah.
it's a movie about, I think, domestic abuse. That's that, and then it's from a book, and then that director bought the rights for to make a movie. The director is Justin Baldoni. Maybe
Mm,
you've heard the name like because of that issue. And
Yeah.
then they were, I think they were convinced Blake Lively to play like the one of the main characters in that. And then I think that's when it started because I think Blake trying to take over the movie, trying to change some scenes, the script, blah blah, and then I think fast forward, he's getting now they're accusing Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment. And then the good thing with Baldoni, I think he has receipts. He gave like text messages of how they portray some interaction. So this guy's a creep. This guy's a blah blah blah. And then Justin Baldoni will then release some full context of what the actual conversation is, and then turns out like I think Blake likes just painting him as bad as he could and try to take over the. I think that was it. They're trying to take over the movie, and then that guy is the director. Should so yeah, it's crazy. And the thing that um you've heard that Taylor Swift is somewhat involved, right? But they just refuse to name her, maybe because of there's a lawsuit. Because there's one instance that's crazy. I think that this happened where I think Blake Lively invited Justin Baldoni to their house or something to talk about the script, and then because Blake wanted to change like a scene, the scene should be this way, blah blah, and then it's from the book, right? And I think it's known that Blake didn't really read the book. It's those stories of a Hollywood actress not reading the script, not reading the entire story, and then they try to change the scene to I don't know, to their liking. So they wanted to. I think the story was Blake wanted to change this scene, but Justin Baldoni had another idea for that scene, and then during that time, Ryan Reynolds may like chimed in, and then of course if you're someone you're not an A-list person, A-list actor, and then you have like Ryan Reynolds like trying to convince you, oh, this scene is good, and then I think after a few minutes, it just said like a superstar walked in and then also chimed in where, oh, I love Blake's scene idea, blah blah, and then they said it was Taylor Swift. So it's like they're trying to bully him into agreeing
yeah.
with agreeing with Blake.
Well, is there any validity to the sexual assault allegation, or is that made up too, or do we know?
No, I think the instances are true. Like it really happened, but it's not assault when you see the full context. It's like, because I think one is because Blake had recently had a baby, right? I think it's like months old, so she was pumping in her trailer, and then I think one of the accusation was Justin Baldoni was a creep for trying to go to her trailer just to see her, pump, or making a excuse to go to a trailer. And then I think Justin Baldoni sent or showed a text message where they actually like I think Blake Lively actually said that, yeah, hey, I'm popping in the trailer, but we can, if you want to run lines or something, practice some lines, you can go in. So it's not really they're trying to portray it like, oh, this guy's a creep, but it's actually, no, they were talking, and they were like having a conversation in the text, and then, oh yeah, you can come into the trailer. So it's like they're leaving out parts of it. So to make it look like this guy's a creep, but it's actually not, so I don't know, because it's an actual case. So allegedly it's not. It's crazy. There's some big podcasters that are, I don't know, Megan Kelly's not a podcaster, right? It's like bigger than a podcaster, but yeah, if you see her like breakdowns of it, it's not really looking good for Blake. It's hard to justify. I don't know, because they're so. I think Ryan Reynolds is like so rich, right? He's like buying soccer teams and
Yeah, they're
investing.
but they've been sort of this like Hollywood royalty for so long that they're probably removed from like there's probably a level of like ignorance on their minds. Like they do all these things that come across as bullying, and they honestly have no idea. I'm not even like defending them at all, but like I think that's the case with a lot of Hollywood in general, is that they have no idea how to interact with normal people, and they've been praised and worshipped by everyone, and everything they do and
it's called entitlement.
Entitlement, yeah. Everything they touch turns to gold, and so when the movie comes on, they immediately think they know the best way to do it,
the best way, yeah,
and they stomp on other people. And there may be a level of them not even realizing it. Again, I'm not defending them, but like I wouldn't be surprised if they are shocked at this realization of themselves, because they're so unaware of how normal people interact and like how they could actually be wrong for once.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they'll reflect on what they've done and actually learn a lesson from it. They'll just do everything they can to convince themselves that they were right.
Yeah.
yeah.
When this issue first came into light, a lot of people were like divided, or like most people are on Blake Lively's side, but then there's a lot of like, like people out there digging, and they saw like interviews of Blake Lively and how she treats people, and it was kind of like an eye opener to some of them. It's like how she deals with people that she works with. But I kind of like stopped following it because it was like, okay.
It was everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never like them as a couple. Wasn't really a fan. Ryan Reynolds is not my favorite Ryan. Anyway.
I've heard behind the scenes, Ryan Gosling's way better, right?
Yes.
I've heard behind the scenes Ryan Reynolds is not a funny person. I think it's
there's
one
like
person who said that, right?
Her neighbor, or is it Martha Stewart? Is it?
I don't know.
Like,
yeah, Martha Stewart. Yeah,
yeah. Like they're very serious. Like they're not funny, or something to that effect.
His humor is like scripted.
Yeah,
persona.
I don't like his humor. It's always
the Deadpool kind of.
I don't like it.
Deadpool Wolverine was good though. Like I'll hand it
like
to
the
them.
sarcasm. There's sarcasm that's like good, but his sarcasm is just too much.
But I don't want to.
It doesn't hit all the time.
For me,
we don't have to tear them apart completely. They can still like. Blake and Ryan have done some really great artistic accomplishments, but they can at the same time be people that are oblivious to how society should work and entitled. Just complete. What's the word? There's a word I'm looking for that I can't think of.
I mean, he is a comedian, and other people might find him funny, but for me, he's sometimes funny, but
I think he does comedy. I don't know if he's a comedian.
But but the thing is, it's not. There's one reaction where I mean, not really 100% agree on, because it's just maybe like some people feel sorry for even Ryan Reynolds, because I think he has to defend his wife, right? Because I think Blake started the whole thing, so he has to be. So he have to,
I don't know, like the way she reacted on that SNL appearance. I don't know if it was scripted or was it.
Well, he had a microphone on his shirt, so it wasn't. It was planned for him to say something.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way she was surprised that he had something a part in the show.
Oh, but did she know that that he's going to ask?
He was going to say that.
What he was going to say.
I don't know. Maybe that was like on the spot, or like
because if it was,
he's probably desperate to bring some levity to the situation, but he just did it too soon, I think.
Yeah, because it's still like, in hot waters. So I don't know if he did that and it was a shock to her. They probably had a fight after or a discussion. It's like,
could this be something that they could have resolved by talking to each other rather than like suing everyone?
Or I think it's about because Justin Baldoni has ground, right? He has evidence and all. I think they could have just like settled it. Like, oh yeah, you got maybe Ryan would say like, yeah, you got us. Like their case is not really that strong. Maybe they can settle it somewhere. Maybe I don't know. Give the movie back to Justin Baldoni. Because he's not really that big of a star. I guess they were trying. They can just like run through him or bully him, and then it will stop. But turns out I think it's because of those text messages that were released, and apparently I think there's a state where you can do that. I think was it New Jersey where you can use that as evidence and all. I don't know the exact technicalities of that law, because I've just heard it in flagrant where I think one PR person advised Justin Baldoni like, well, you're shooting the movie in Jersey, mate. You can actually like record some of the messages and stuff. You just in case. I think it's just maybe for like just in case, and then so that's why Justin has a good case, because he has evidence, like he has receipts of like, no, that's not what happened. This is the actual conversation that happened. Like, no, that's not what happened. You can add context to it. So I think that's what, because if he didn't have that, I think he's just gonna, the issue's gonna disappear, and then you won't see him. You don't see that person maybe getting hired anymore, and then Big Life is still gonna be famous if he doesn't have those receipts. People call them receipts. He has receipts. Like he can't really push him out because he
Blake Lively started all this.
Yeah, from what I've read and heard online, it was her.
And then she did had the lawsuit against him, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it was a complaint before, like a harassment complaint, and then it became a lawsuit, and then I think maybe New York Times like released a story about it. I think I believe the first story was about I think like Galay said, where you kind of gravitate towards Blake's story, right? You're gonna feel, but what's wrong with this guy, blah blah. And then when Justin Baldoni like released some of the stuff, we're like, oh yeah, it's not looking good for Blake. And then there's people showing videos of old Blake, and then it's actually making sense. Like, oh, she's always doing that. She's always trying to take over movies, trying to there was trying to, it's like a mean girl in class where trying to make everyone hate this person because she hates that person, that kind of attitude. Like, oh, we're not friends with this guy anymore, everyone like fight him or her, it's that kind of attitude.
It's like Mean Girls.
I mean, like a very mean girl.
At the end of this situation, Justin Baldoni, the mentions of his name on Google are probably sky high right now.
Oh,
so he's either going to be famous or infamous. but he's
Yeah.
definitely gonna have publicity for this.
There's one like there's always this text that I remember. And have you seen? Because I think this was the text that Blake sent to Justin Baldoni like after that incident with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. Like allegedly Taylor Swift. I don't think they want to put her name in the. They don't want to mention her name yet because she's such a very big star. And then this was the text that Blake sent to Justin. He said like because she said like, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, which Adam haven't really watched Game of Thrones, but
No.
So she said that you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or for worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So I think this when she meant, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift
Oh, wow.
were her dragons, right? And she's Khaleesi. So she's
my
like
God.
summoning her dragons to, so it's actually like a show of power, right? Like like imagine like you're
But, you know.
that actor director where you're not really that big enough, and then someone big like saying this to you, like
There's got to be two
Spoiler
sides.
alert, Khaleesi. No.
There's got to be two sides. Well, I don't need to do that. There's got to be
You know.
two sides to every story. And there's
You know
no
what
way-
happened to Khaleesi at the end.
There's no way that there's no way that either one of these people are 100% right or wrong. There's no way.
mm-hmm.
There's no way that Blake Lively came in and just straight up bullied this poor guy, and he did nothing wrong. And there's no way that he didn't do anything inappropriate that would have made Blake Lively even bring it up in the first place. I think they're both guilty, and there's no winner in this situation. Like everyone's covered in mud at the end of this.
I think Justin Baldoni hired Johnny Depp's counsel or lawyers.
There's just no
Yeah, I
winner.
think the same lawyer.
Same
Yeah,
lawyers,
just
yeah.
No one is
Amber
gonna.
Heard.
Yeah, they're probably gonna
Anti
do the same
Amber Heard.
strategy or PR.
Yeah.
There's just no way. I mean, I guess in the case of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, he did end up winning 100%, and his whole reputation was cleansed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see it from this case, at least not from
That
right
one
now.
really got me interested because of it went to Kurt and
Kurt went to Kurt.
yeah, and I saw it, like I was following it.
The interesting part in this is where when they put you on the stand and then they ask questions. That was like the because it's still like
you
a
were
movie.
bully.
What?
You just Kurt.
It went to Kurt.
I'm not gonna.
I got a
apologize
Kurt
for my
here and-
accent.
Yeah, Gala is gonna summon her dragons if you.
I'm gonna summon my dragons. and I'm
Like
gonna,
Yeah.
Daenerys, I am a Targaryen, and I am Garnerius. I mean, I don't know. All this Game of Thrones stuff. Also, I'm not going to watch Game of Thrones if it's got such a bad ending and everyone hates it now. I got no motivation to watch that show. So
Hey,
that's just a
actually,
side
it's-
note.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, no, you hated it.
No, I don't.
No, I like the build up to. Actually, the build up to the dragons is very good. It takes
It's-
years to build up the dragons. The dragons in
Yeah.
the.
First four
It's
seasons,
not
I
the
think, are really
journey.
good.
It's the it's not the destination. It's the journey. Like that. The
That's my-
storylines.
Don't take that from me.
Yeah,
The storylines.
That's my
it's
quote.
gonna go Chris Williamson on you. Like, it's
Don't-
about the journey, not the
Ooh.
outcome. Yeah, it's gonna.
You know what? Here's a little Chris Williamson tidbit I'll give to you
Uh-huh.
that I really found fascinating is the term reverse charisma, meaning like you have the ability of making other people feel charismatic. And I feel like I latched on to that thought because that's what I think I do well is when I'm talking to someone. Well, you know how you walk into a room and sometimes
It's
you
like,
talk to people and you feel interesting. You feel like you have a ton of stories. And then you talk to other people and you feel boring. You feel like they're sucking everything out of you and you have nothing to offer.
Mhm.
It's the people that make you feel interesting, where you're around them and you're like, oh, I feel smart and funny and like I'm enjoying this conversation.
So,
I want to offer this reverse charisma, where the people I'm around, I lift up and I brighten and I
is
sort
it
of
like a
let them
wingman?
shine.
You're like a
So,
wingman.
That's my 1 minute Chris Williamson
Chris
thought
Williamson.
of the day.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time I heard of it. Reverse charisma. Maybe it's just like making something. It's a thing if you add a name to it, they define it. Oh, he's doing a reverse charisma, and so it makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not really thinking about that before.
Yeah, the thoughts, the thoughts of like putting a term to something can often change your whole mindset on it. And it's a lot like when you have a sickness, you go to the doctor, like, doctor, please tell me what's wrong. And they say, you got the flu. You automatically start the healing process from that point. Because you're like, oh, I have the flu. Okay. Well, now I know this, this, and this, and this. I think the same way is for like anything that you're struggling to define in your life, a feeling that you're feeling. The moment you can give it a term, no matter how silly it may be, you can start to understand it more. You can refer to it, right? I was just looking at Facebook.
Sure.
Oh. Right when I brought up Chris Williamson, she was like, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah.
Started
She
Somebody
blocked
messaged
everything.
me. It
Yeah,
was
someone
important.
had a baby. She's like liking the post.
All she heard was like when Adam said like I'm gonna go Chris Willis. I'm like
when you
was
said
like,
Chris,
they call
okay, I'm
silence.
Shut off.
I'm out.
Silence. That's like unplugged. She
I
unplugged
thought
your
that was a
mic
good thought.
on her head.
Anyway,
Yeah. The thing about like giving
You've
names.
already
So I
told
remember.
me that. You don't need.
Oh yeah, he was already playing on her mind.
Told me that like
You said-
10 times already. Reverse charisma.
Yeah. I actually heard this in from John Danaher, and Gala is gonna be like, "Toot." No, it's actually a good thing because he's a philosopher, studied philosophy, right? It's the thing about like giving names because John Danaher, one criticism for him is he like for Gala, I don't know if you know him. He's a very famous jiu-jitsu coach, very smart guy,
Yeah.
like makes champions.
he
But
always wears a rash
he
guard.
always
Oh, you know
yeah
him?
that's
Okay.
one
I'm
criticism
gonna tap out.
on him. But he names moves. Oh, he likes naming like techniques by their Japanese name. For let's say an armbar, he does it like a ude gatami or something. He uses the Japanese name, and so people criticize him. Oh, he's just using it to make it cool, and the thing he was in a podcast with Jake Shields, and they were talking about it, and then Jake Shields asked him about the why that Japanese names. So he responded where well one is like an honoring Japan, right? Because it started there, the art started there. So he wanted to honor like the people who started jiu-jitsu, which makes sense, right? Because if you try to remove the Japanese name and then use our English names, you will forget. You know, it wouldn't be on your mind that it's from the Japan really started those. And then another thing that's interesting that would relate to the reverse charisma one is if you put a name on it, it shows it will give you I'm trying to paraphrase here. So it's like giving it's like showing your expertise towards something. And his example is like if you have a wrench, like, hey, can you pass me that wrench? You're not gonna say like, can you pass me that thing that you know that when you use when you're twisting? No, so like it takes more time, and like it's hard to like describe things. Like, pass me the wrench, so you know what a wrench is. So it's like you have expertise of that tool already. So
Yeah.
so if you put names on, oh yeah, just do the armbar, do the reverse, blah blah blah, do the reverse. So it shows it's like giving you this. You're an expert on that thing, and that person you're talking to is also an expert on that thing because you know what you're talking about because you have a name for it,
Yeah.
right?
It's titled.
and then it's the thing of both of you understand it, so it shows expertise towards something. So that's how important like putting names on certain things. I don't know if you get the
Yeah. No, I totally am with you
point of
there.
it. Yeah.
I think I totally agree with that. And that is another reason why when you have a complex thought or feeling, when you give it a name, it allows you to understand it more and to refer to it. And as much as Glyza rolls her eyes, if I say reverse charisma, you know what I'm talking about. You know, same reason when our kids were born, we gave them names. You know, we were thinking about not
That's
giving them
weird.
names. We were just going to refer to them as like, oh, the second born.
Like,
What's her name?
second born
Are
of
we back
Adam
in
and
reverse, Carissa?
Like, oh, we gave her a name Madison, so now she has a life. You know, his title
It's not
is
just
important.
it's not just
You're
Galay and
not the
Adam's
first
second
person
born.
to tell me that.
What?
But everything has to have, a name or give it life.
Fatafit is the name. Whenever Fatafit was born, it became
Yeah, it's like
the
that.
podcast.
Nobody understand it, but us.
Now,
It
when you
has
say
meaning to
Fatafit,
us.
I honestly don't know what it means, to be honest. But no, I'm just kidding. It's hard to define Fatafit to a non-Fatafit fan.
Yeah.
Like it started with four of us knowing what Fatafit is, and then right now it's still the four of us know what it is. You know,
There's
It's the
a few people in this
exclusive
world who know.
membership.
But the title is important.
yeah,
Giving
the name.
titles to things allows you to recall them better. I like the way you put it, though. Better. You put
Yeah,
it
shows
better,
that
Louis.
but
I've never thought we would have brought up John Danaher. It's hard
No,
for me to. I can't. It's hard for me to listen to him for too long because I go in and out.
Oh
of
yeah,
like,
it's like sitting to class.
yeah.
You feel sleepy afterwards. You know, when
I
someone
need
does
like
a lecture.
10-minute tidbits.
Yeah,
little bite
I just
sized.
like you just sleep afterwards. Yeah. But I think it goes also just to go opposite, right? If you start naming something, it becomes real. You know, I think it's like certain problems where. No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm thinking this is gonna be controversial, right? I think it's when depression started. It's a real thing, right? Depression started becoming it's a real thing. But I know in the way before, like years before, no one really recognizes that, right? It's just gonna be like, oh no, you're just sad, just man up, you know. And then when it becoming because it is a real thing, depression is also is a real illness. But when that started, it's the downside also. Like it's good that people recognize it. Oh yeah, this is actually an actual thing. But some people, you know, it's deeply personal. But I think some people try to diagnose themselves already. Oh no, they're depressed. Or no, you're not depressed. Like you're trying to associate what you're feeling with that, where it's actually you're not there. You're not really depressed yet. I think you can still say you're just sad. But the thing is, because it's so personal, we go. So I think my point in that is just since it's everyone know, everyone already have a name for that, but it's the understanding on that illness is not really that it is not that in detail yet, and then people try to associate themselves with that, whereas we don't really know that they really have it, or you're just trying to diagnose yourself with it. Whereas before, I think when since people didn't know really about that it's an actual illness, I mean, I don't know.
They took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
They use that title as an identity. Another good example is anxiety. That's another hot button. Like, oh, anxiety. Oh, you have anxiety. Ooh, what's this feeling I'm feeling? It's anxiety. Ooh, I have anxiety. Or gaslighting is another new one. Once people learn the term gaslighting,
I don't really.
Dude, don't gaslight me. And then
I don't have a grasp of that. I still look up Google to how to define that. Because the first time I heard it, what's gaslighting again? So you're lighting up someone, but when people give examples, it's still hard for me to.
Yeah, like you're making someone feel crazy. Like, guys that keeps hearing a beep in the other room, like you're not hearing a beep. There's no
For
beep.
example, I breastfeed in public, and they're gaslighting me that it's my fault for breastfeeding in public.
Do you breastfeed in public?
It's just an example.
Okay.
Maybe
or if a woman breastfeeds.
Blake Lively's breastfeeding in her trailer, and Baldoni
I would say
is coming in the trailer. She gaslit him into think, oh, it all comes back to this.
Yeah.
I just made the connection. She's gaslighting.
Gaslighting him that he's the problem.
I just read something about that, like about people having a problem with women, nursing in public or nursing in front of other people. And there are people that will make you feel that it's your fault for
Okay.
breastfeeding, nursing your baby.
Well, and that's not good.
Huh?
But they may use the term gaslight. It may be a good example of the title, like naming something going a little bit too far, and people are obsessed with the name. Mm-hmm. Now everything is gaslighting.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like getting used too much, like, loosely used.
Yeah.
It's been thrown
It's like,
around, like, oh, even though people doesn't really kind of know what, like, fully understanding it.
Yeah,
But it's a cool word. Not that it's cool, but it's like people just don't want to miss out on using that word.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I don't know.
I try to say
You've had people say like, "What, you don't know what gaslighting is?" And then it's like a status now. Like, "Oh, I know what that word means."
And then they came out with a gas-powered light, and the creators were like, "What do we call it? We can't use gaslight.
Gaslighting. It's
already
taken.
used.
It's taken.
It's a joke, babe. Come on,
Do better. Next.
light gas.
Like gas powered light is just like
the
the
mic
oven,
on?
right?
No, the
It's
mic's
just
not
like
on.
It's just like a stove,
Throw
right?
that mic away.
Gas powered light. It's stove.
Yeah.
It's a stove powered by gas.
Yeah,
And
took
then
gaslight
you're trying
from
to
me.
fry
Give me
an
that mic.
egg. Yeah.
Throw it away.
that was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Or like
Don't be
there's actually
Ryan Reynolds.
a button in the P4 where you press it's gonna mute that mic. And you see that.
I had to be muted for 30 seconds before I can come back. That'd be a good little game show. Yeah, we go around and everyone does like a stand-up comedy routine, like a 1 minute stand-up comedy, like Kill Tony, and then we rate how funny it was. We should do that next.
No,
next
you're
podcast.
good. That
Everyone
will give
prepares
me
a minute.
anxiety.
No, you don't know the term anxiety. I will
Anxiety.
gaslight you into doing
You're
it.
gaslighting.
And you'll be depressed.
Yeah. You're the problem because I'm not.
That will give you anxiety.
Yeah.
No.
Don't gaslight.
But to be
me.
honest, the anxiety thing, I didn't know it was it's a diagnosis, right? I think that right now it's a diagnosis. I didn't really
Anxiety?
think.
I mean, if you have
'Cause
like
people- yeah.
severe anxiety,
Well, the term anxious sounds different than anxiety. Anxiety is like a condition. Anxious is a state, right?
Everyone
You can
feels
be
anxious. Yeah.
and not have anxiety, or is that not true?
Maybe it's a level.
you're asking
Like, how do you
IT
measure?
people, not a psychologist.
I don't know if I can check database on that, and then
Do you have a CQL coding
CQL.
What?
Excuse me, CQL.
JavaScript? I don't know.
yeah,
talking
you got
about?
JavaScript right.
CQL.
SQL, yeah.
SQL.
Close.
Is that it?
Almost.
Yeah, but
Almost,
but it's not
yeah.
C. It's S.
S.
SC?
SQL.
What's it?
Yeah. It's like
Whatever.
standard. S is like standard.
Well,
It stands
Stands
for.
Standard Query
Yeah.
Language.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Oh, you don't.
Oh, I signed up for a coding class at work.
Oh, what do they
Oh, really?
teach though?
That's an efficiency coding class.
What platform?
What do they
I just signed
like?
up.
How do they?
You
they
should
just tell
not
you,
sign
like-
up for it. I don't think.
I need to learn.
Oh.
I don't think that's your passion.
I think they just teach you terms, right? You just SQL, JavaScript, database, blah blah blah, online, front
Online.
end, back end, all those kind of stuff.
Software, hardware, firmware, phishing attempts.
Phishing.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
You know your IT.
Not phishing with an F, a PH.
PH phishing.
What's a smishing?
I've passed every phishing attempt email that my company has given me. You'll be
There's
proud
also
to know.
vishing now.
Yeah,
phishing?
that's
What
Yeah,
is that?
video.
video.
Those
I think it's because of AI.
deep fake. The deep
Oh,
fakes.
deepfakes. Well, I had a
Yeah.
call with Joe Biden yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it was real.
Have you read that post where a woman divorced her husband because she was
Of-
FaceTiming with Brad
A
Pitt?
deep fake.
It's deep fake.
Oh yeah.
And then
FaceTime.
She was gonna,
Brad
yeah.
Pitt.
and she gave money to him, like for, supposedly surgery.
Brad
And
Pitt's
it turns out it
surgery.
was deep fake.
What?
Wow,
Yeah.
why would Brad Pitt reach out to you.
We're this is stupidity that we're seeing here. It's not a problem with AI.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Actually, if someone would try to do a deep fake on our faces, we have enough content online for them to make it. They have our voices, and they have our faces. They could.
We have
like, if
hours
they wanted
up there at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously hours. We have like almost a day's worth of content, like 24 hours.
Yeah, more than 24 hours. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm so proud of this podcast. I love where this
But
is
that's
headed.
crazy though. I've seen videos of that's deepfake, but it's more of like existing videos and they try to swap the face. They're really good now where I've seen videos where I was like, oh wait, is this real? I have to like look it up just to know that it's fake. And then someone would like have to give you like the original video where where they made they you know how they made that fake. But if I didn't know about the original video, I would be fooled that, oh, this woman's actually danced with Michael Jackson. It doesn't. But turns out, it was another girl dancing with Michael Jackson. They just replaced the face. Just so, which is so crazy because the original video was old. You know, it's a Michael Jackson video, so it's kind of pixelated. I think maybe that's a good thing for those deep fakes because if they make some stuff pixelated, you can't really see the entire facial expression that it's fake. Because that's one thing how you can tell, right? The facial expression, something's off with the mouth, something's off with the eyes. But since it was pixelated, so you can't really see, you know, the exact facial expression of that girl. But if you just watch it like one time, you can see, oh, this girl's like dancing with Michael Jackson. That's so cool on stage. When actually it's another. I think it was the video was Britney Spears was performing with Michael Jackson and they tried to replace the face of Britney Spears with another girl.
Wow.
Yeah. It's so hard.
What that does to people are going to stop believing things.
It's crazy because, you know, in early 2000s, it was like virus and antivirus. And now it's like ethical AI versus unethical AI.
Yeah. I wonder what this does to our kids when they grow up and they're going to be like,
it's got to be so advanced. Like one guy at work told me that it's gonna be so advanced. Like they're gonna make a game where it's all AI, where you can just whatever you can think of just happens in the game. You know, like GTA. I know if you've played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those games where you're like in this world where you can just do anything, right? You can just like grab a gun and then start shooting at people, steal a car, fly a plane, really and it's gonna be. They can make an AI version of it where, because AI can generate stuff. So if once you grab a car, anything goes where you can just like drive towards this road, and also it's not gonna be because the game developers designed it that way. The game developers just added AI on it, and you can just like pretty much, have your own world in there.
Yeah,
which is it's fascinating, but scary also at the same time. It keeps getting me back to Black Mirror stuff, where you can just create your own world inside your own PC. Because
a lot of that stuff is becoming true, and the reality is we are hurtling towards that, no matter what. So as long as we're on this rock that we call Earth, there's nothing we can do. Well, there's something we can do, but for the most part, you're locked in for this ride. It's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be scary at times. There's going to be ups and downs and tragedies and triumphs, but it will be interesting. I can assure you of that. Every year that passes, there's a lot of interesting stuff. Every morning I turn on my phone, I'm fully expecting to read some news that will be life-changing for the rest of my life, whatever that news is. Oh my God, what happened now? There's a bomb over whatever, all the things. AI is doing this. To the point where I'm like, all right, I'm kind of desensitized to bad news.
Yeah, you're not. You don't get surprised anymore, right?
Yeah,
you don't have the oh my God, they're doing this. You're gonna be
it's kind of just a wild ride, right? I mean, I'm kind of just locked in, and I hope I can find peace and happiness along the way. So I guess that's all you can hope for. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Liza does not. I feel like Liza's gaslighting me, and every time I look at her, it's like I just said the stupidest thing that's ever. Is that good?
She's absorbing,
True. It's like
I'm so gaslit. Right
formulating her thoughts of.
I was
you're so
listening to you, and
gaslighted.
it was like making me think about like the future, and like it's kind of scary.
Yeah,
Like I just kind of wish I were in the 90s because none of this.
yeah. 90s were someone was talking about like, oh, the new cell phone's gonna be this one, and then everyone's gonna be, oh, really? That's gonna be so cool and stuff, and then come to like this point where they're making this sensor, twice as big, and then you're not really that fascinated. Like it's almost like you're expecting it. Like, oh yeah, of course they're gonna do that. You're like, oh, they're gonna have ability to have this much megapixel in one shot, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, of course they're gonna do that. Like, what? It's not really surprising anymore. Whereas before, you get like, wow, really? They're gonna put the this technology in it.
Yeah, I mean,
like in the 90s, it was like if something new
I think we
comes
benefit.
up, it's so big that the excitement is there. Now, if something comes up, it's like, it's not entirely good. There's like a little bit of,
It's just
worry
like, meh.
about it.
There is. I will be careful. I would just say, just to be the devil's advocate here, nostalgia factor of the 90s being great is like the human mind always looks back on the past and thinks that it's better. Every generation throughout the entire history of the humankind has thought that their generation was better than the generation.
Yeah.
So it's not,
it's
it's a
always
human
that.
thing. The 90s, and we were kids during it too, which also filters our experience of it. But
Yes.
like the advancements in medicine that we've benefited from, the AIDS epidemic in the 90s, there was a lot of there was a lack of technology and no internet and no cell phones that we rely on heavily today. There was a lot of things that we didn't have in the 90s that would be really hard to live without.
So like,
Just saying, it wasn't all great.
if you living in the past,
Don't take everything I listed as my case. I could.
if you live in the past,
Those are,
you
for
die
example.
in the present. Is that what?
What?
If you live in the past,
that's
Yeah, if you live in the
die.
past,
kind
you
of
die
like
in the
Chris,
present. That's
Chris Williamson way to say it, right? If you when you say like, if you live in the past, you die in the present. He always starts with those quotes, those type of quotes, and then you
That was
try to
something
think
Adam would
deeper.
say.
I like that. Well, someone who well, I think that it needs to be said because I agree. I mean, the 90s do seem great. The economy was great, but the economy was great in the last 10 years too.
It wasn't that. It was
And-
just like the excitement of having something.
There's
you
no
know, like
excitement. We're not kids anymore.
revolutionary.
We're entering adulthood and we're getting,
I remember
bummed out about it.
someone made a joke.
Oh, you just
It was
grew
even
up.
college. Yeah, when someone made a joke where, oh, his computer was so fast, it's like turning on a calculator. We just press the button that turns on right away. And I remember it's a joke because you remember if you turn on a computer before, it was like you hear the hard disk like spinning,
It's a 10-minute process.
and then someone must said like, oh, his computer was so fast, man. When you turn it on, it's like a calculator. When you turn on a calculator, it's just on. And we were all laughing, shut up. And then right now, like, laptops do turn on that way now.
Oh man, so your cell phone.
You have a computer, like, you turn on, just like pops in. And it was a joke, like, I think just like 15 years ago, or no, earlier, 10 years ago. And now it's like, yeah, it's actually a real thing. So that's why you're not really surprised anymore.
Bro,
anything.
GPS in your phone? Think about that. My God, imagine pulling out a map to get across town. Get out of here. Come on.
Well, I didn't use
It's
them
way
up
better
when
now.
I was a child.
You were a
Yeah,
child. Your mom
we just landmarks.
took you everywhere you went.
We have landmarks. That's how you you see the store in there. You go straight, and then you see a sari store, and then that's where you make a right. If the
It's funny
sari store's
because we
not
don't-
there, you won't find a place.
Yeah.
We don't
Sorry,
have a-
sorry, store closes down. You are screwed. We got to redo all the
We
directions.
don't have like maps in the Philippines. Like if you ask for directions, they will draw it for you. They don't
Yeah.
actually have like a
Well, the Philippines is living in the 1970s.
they will draw it for you, like, and then
Yeah.
it was
Joe Coy had a joke about that, right? I mean, I think he was. I don't want to murder the joke, but one of the punchline is like, "Just go straight, brother. Joe, go straight." And then you see a dog in there barking. just go straight. And then so like the dog's actually part of the directions.
Yeah.
Like
Constantly there doing the
and
same
then
thing.
you turn right, you see a Jollibee, in there, you see a go make a left. So it's that sort of direction. Just funny that it's actually true where you see that the dogs are actually part of the landmarks in there. You see a house in there. You see a house, there's a big dog. It's a landmark. Like if you go straight, you see a very big dog barking at you. Yeah, that's their house. It's part of the. Yeah, it's part of the direction. Like it's the house with the big dog. Yeah, that's that's it. That's part of it. That's how you remember houses.
I don't know how y'all survive,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
I think how do we put a bow on this discussion? I feel like we started slow.
Yeah.
We built up to the Blake Lively stuff,
Yeah.
and then this last like 20 minutes
We
was
were
absolutely
because
fire.
We actually fell asleep. So
Yeah, I was completely
we
asleep
were
before this.
like trying to wake up.
Oh,
I put
really?
it to
Oh,
sleep
okay,
and
sorry.
absolutely passed out. Like level 3 deep sleep.
Level 3
Yeah.
REM,
Yeah.
REM
Yeah, I was
sleep,
like REM cycle.
REM cycle.
When Glaza woke me up, I didn't know where I was. I thought it was like
Yeah.
tomorrow morning.
Do you
Sorry,
monitor it? You can monitor in your watch, right? I don't know how they do it. I used to wear my Apple Watch when I sleep, and then it gives you like, oh, you had REM sleep at this time of the,
Yeah, it is.
and it
Yeah,
usually
I've
happens
seen it.
like, I think it's about the time we're about to wake up. That's the time when REM sleep happens, right? It's like early in the morning. That's and then actually that's the most important
I
part.
really don't. I don't have
Right.
REM sleep anymore.
I don't. Glaza doesn't sleep. She never gets to sleep.
No, just because there's stages. Like, I forgot. I remember I was reading this
It's-
book on it.
Yeah.
The Why We Sleep book. Why We Sleep.
I don't have deep sleep anymore.
Yeah, we got to
How
focus
do you
on sleep. That's got to be our 2025 New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Sleep better.
Really?
You can take
We're-
naps. I
We
tried to
only
do
have
that
10
with
months
naps.
to go.
Nap better. I set New Year's resolutions in February.
Yeah. Okay.
Every day can be your New Year's
You're
resolution.
even past the New Year's Chinese New Year already.
Yeah. We used that as a mark before the Chinese New Year.
Was there
yeah,
another
you
New
need
Year that we
sleep.
can celebrate, like the Mongolian New Year? Is there another one coming
I
around?
don't know. I think they just follow the
It's just China.
Chinese year.
Anyway,
There's
Well-
no other New Year's.
There's any.
just trying to,
Yeah.
every
Every
insert one
day.
last joke.
Yeah. Just saying. Every
The mic
day.
is still off.
Yeah.
What?
The guys are just hearing like.
I'm still asleep.
It's actually a bit. I don't remember. It's a bit for. I think it's in How I Met Your Mother, where Barney just. I don't know. Have you seen How I Met Your Mother? I know,
Oh, yeah.
guys. You've
yeah.
seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen all the episodes.
I think it's one of those, or maybe I'm just making this up, where Barney just like smiles, and then when you put it in his perspective, it's just like your voice is like muffled and he's thinking about other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's like like all here, and he's just like making that face like
That was Glaza. The
listening.
whole time I was saying
Yeah.
my thing, Glaza's face is doing this.
I
And then
was
So I look over at her and I'm
internalizing
like,
it.
oh, she hates it.
I
Oh,
was,
that's
I was thinking while you're talking.
It's like
you're thinking about.
I was like,
peace
oh my
and-
God, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's right. Oh my God, he's so smart.
No, it's so unfortunate.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you're this close to someone who's dropping knowledge all the time, it's like, you're in a forest, you can't see through the trees. But anyone else would be mind blown at the Chris Williamson knowledge that I drop on a daily basis.
No, but the forest is deep, babe. So
That's good with Chris Williamson because he takes. Like for me, I think it's just simple stuff, but he makes it more complex.
we're back at Chris
as
again?
it's fun. Oh.
Yeah, he boils it down. He's the opposite of John Danaher, where he can take something and make it so simple and
I haven't
bite-sized.
seen any of his videos, so I'm gonna start to
Okay.
check out. His
He
videos.
talks like this.
British.
He's a British man. He's very
Not that.
posh, and he talks like a That's like Michael Caine. He talks like Michael Caine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't do his. There's different British
Yeah.
accents that are hard to nail, but he's got one of like really nice, soothing British accents. It
Yeah.
sounds like a.
Actually, I
GPS
haven't listened
system.
to him like in a long time though.
He did a 2024 recap that I like. Every year he does a recap of the top 10 lessons that he learned
Guests.
from his guests, and is the podcast, because you can really get like these bite-sized tidbits. That's where I got the reverse charisma from.
Oh yeah.
Shout out
Maybe
to
I'll try
Chris.
that too, like
Okay.
a summary.
I'll just watch
Yeah,
that.
do that.
Because
We all
2024,
need a
I'll send
summary.
it to you.
I just need a
Or you
summary.
can just Google it. Or
Oh yeah, like
YouTube.
I think I've told you about the Blink, because I have Blinklist, the app. Actually, really
Yeah.
good because you have summaries of certain books which are interesting.
Yeah, no, that's what you need. I just
Yeah.
need a post-it note for the day. If someone just wrote a post-it note
Yeah.
of a thought that was deep,
And
I
then
could
it's gonna
reflect
be
on it for the day. Like that's all I need.
you're gonna
I
sound
just need to-
smarter to Glyza.
One
I'll,
thing.
I'll write a post-it note for you. And then I'll just write the word deep.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
This
You go like
deep thought.
deep thought, and then
I was like,
yeah.
You would just write gaslight.
Gaslight, reverse gas. Maybe there's a reverse gaslight.
Reverse
Third
gaslight.
one,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
There's
A reverse gaslight would be making you think that you gaslit me.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you just?
Whoa.
Did you just make me feel bad about myself? And then
Dude, my brain
Yeah,
is
it's
doing
like-
flips trying to understand that.
Gaslighter is being gaslit.
Because the gaslighter
it's like an
is
Inception
trying to
thing,
make
right?
you feel crazy.
Gaslight
So
to
I'll give it back
gaslight
to you.
and
Now
gaslight. Yeah.
you're the one being gaslighted.
Oh my.
It's like a
God.
mirror,
yeah.
right?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
think about that a lot.
That's
a
the
lot
thing
longer.
because we made a word. We defined. We made a word called gaslighting, and now you can do a reverse gaslight, so you can go deeper now. It's like a
it's like a Uno
the
reverse
Inception
card.
thing of
Oh.
a dream within a dream
That
within a dream.
thickens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
And then you doubt yourself, right? Did I gaslight Glyza or she got, now you're doubting
Both
yourself,
of
so
you
which means it's working.
Both of you get so confused.
You're stuck.
And then
You're both paralyzed now.
but then you
you're
ask the
power.
crucial question at the end: is like, what is
But
gaslighting?
even
What
now,
is
because
gaslight?
you felt gaslighted.
Yeah.
I did. feel
Well,
the
that's
same.
that's Jason Baldoni and Blake Lively
Jason.
have reverse gaslit each other.
Jason Baldwin. Is that
Jason?
the brother of
Justin?
Justin?
Whatever.
It's Justin.
I don't know. Whatever his
Same
name is, you
guy.
know what I'm talking about. They reverse gaslit each other. It's gonna cancel
Yeah.
out. It's like
Cancel out.
it's like a two magnets
Yeah.
trying to touch each other.
And then you're gonna wish. I wish I was back in the '90s. No one's talking about gaslighting.
No one got gaslit. No one had anxiety. It's just a simple time.
Everyone has money.
Everyone
Everyone
has
was rich
enough
in the 90s.
money.
No one
Yeah.
died. It was all good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We didn't have money in the 90s.
You were right.
If you're in the Philippines.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
90s
but we're
weren't that
happy
great.
though. Yeah,
But we're
everyone
happy.
doesn't have money. Yeah, no one's
No,
really.
We were just playing
But-
sleeper game.
You weren't always happy though. You just like I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be negative, but you're always when Isabel grows up, she's gonna be like, oh, the 2020s were so great. Oh, now we blah blah blah. It's always gonna be that way.
Yeah, there's always gonna be people fearing for the new generation, like, oh no, what's gonna happen to the world when this generation becomes the adults? And then when they become adults, oh, what's gonna happen to the world when this generation becomes adults?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's forever.
Always, sort of adaptability. Like people just live the
I don't
same
think-
way. You know? What?
What?
Oh.
What?
You said my mic's not on?
I didn't know if you were talking to the mic, but
yeah. It's talking about being a sponge, adapting. I just heard that from a Blinklist.
Like everyone's
a
gonna
piece of success,
like kind of
be a
live the
sponge.
same. Like everyone's
I
in
like
social media now. So the next generation, if there's another thing, everyone's gonna be doing that too. You know.
Yeah, and
just
then
adapt
you're
to
gonna
the
be
times.
the famous person because you're not in social media. You're gonna be like,
Everyone's in TikTok.
yeah, I'm thinking of making TikTok reels for our podcast, but I don't think I have the energy to do it yet.
Yeah.
Because we can just like move our videos to TikTok. It's probably gonna have more views
I don't think
You
I'm
can have,
ready to
like-
be famous.
in TikTok.
Give me some time.
Yeah, fame is so toxic. You're gonna act so you're gonna act so what I guess Dalai Lama about it, right? Because fame, it's just bad energy. You should go to your roots.
It's gonna
Whereas
give me
you're
anxiety.
yeah,
Now you're gonna start bullying people and
Yeah,
controlling
I'm
them.
gonna be an A-lister, and then I'm gonna tell people
yeah. Glyce is gonna summon her dragons.
I'm Khaleesi.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
gonna be
Khaleesi.
pumping your breasts in
Yeah.
trailers.
Trailer, and then
I have
I'm
dragons.
Khaleesi.
I have dragons.
I have dragons.
I have people that's being protected by the same dragons.
Yeah.
So,
Are looking
so
looking
weird.
out for my intentions, blah blah blah. Mean girl, blah blah blah. Mean girl, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I wish we invited Ryan for this, right? Because he probably would have.
Oh, he probably has all the details.
Yeah,
down
probably
to
all
a T.
details.
Yeah, he needs to be our gossip consultant.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
should
we
just
can.
when we have like some sort of
Yeah, let's do that,
Hollywood
right? Yeah. We have an
music.
expert. We have an expert.
we should
We
call
have,
in
like,
an expert.
We're gonna
That's
have
our
our
insider.
listeners. For listeners, we needed help for this topic, so now we have Ryan.
It'd be nice to like phone him in for part of the podcast. Then after we've gotten the information, we just
Okay, right.
Yeah, we're out of time. Yeah,
Just shut him down.
as
Just shut him
he's
out.
explaining, in the middle of explaining something, Blake Lively did this, and we're gonna be like, Ryan, we appreciate you. We think we always.
What are the
you're
facts
just
and what
cutting him out.
what do you think?
No.
Like that. So
Yeah,
it will have been
Listen.
great.
Yeah. We'll have him next time. We'll have him next time. I'm just gonna. I don't know. He missed this Blake Lively topic, or we can bring it back. For sure, there's gonna be more updates on it in the next few weeks. You know how the case goes. Maybe when the case
It's
ends,
gonna drag
we'll
all
see.
the way.
Yeah, I hope they just settle. It's a good thing to talk about, and then pay Justin Maldonado enough money to kill the story
Yeah.
and just move on.
Or something
Make
crazier will
Deadpool.
happen and people move on to that story.
Yeah, and then they're just gonna. I can see Ryan Reynolds putting it in a script in Deadpool. Make a reference on it because that's the thing with the Deadpool, right? It's like a fourth dimension thing where he makes fun of
movie.
even
unless
himself.
they put it
Yeah.
in like the agreement that they're not gonna talk about it
Reference.
or reference it in any form
Yeah.
in the future. They
Yeah.
just kind of move on and pretend it did not happen.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Could be.
We'll
You
see.
never know.
So, are we still gonna do the "Am I the asshole" for asking if you're still gonna do the "Am I the asshole" segment? Because it's an hour and 20 minutes in
Oh no, we'll save that for next week.
Yeah.
next week, right?
It's
Yeah,
a good podcast though.
yeah. We started with talking about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds actually branch out to Chris Williamson.
Yeah.
Anxiety and depression in the 90s.
And then
90s.
the gaslighting bit was good too.
Yeah. Reverse
And,
gaslighting. I'm gonna
reverse-
call this episode "Reverse Gaslighting."
Reverse
We didn't
gaslighting.
define what reverse gaslighting is, but we open up that.
First, you have to
Can of
define
worms.
gaslighting, and then
We
and then
just
you gotta do
coined the
other stuff.
term. We don't have
Yeah.
to define it.
Ah, the term
Yeah.
is the first step.
It is
Yeah.
it's the title.
The title now exists.
Title.
Now
Yeah.
it holds
Full
meaning.
circle.
Reverse
Title
gaslighting.
on it.
There it is.
There it is. Wonderful. In German, wunderbar. Wunderbar. Is that the right word? I think that's the right word.
Love it.
Yeah. Love it. Good. So, yeah. I was hoping Dale was going to pop up because he did say he was, but I don't know. And next week he's going to be busy. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he's back in Miami. But when he's back in Miami, he's going to be busy with the cult stuff.
Yeah, but he has to choose.
Cult. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dale. Sorry for the community. You're not a cult
No.
yet. You're
He'll
not.
be back.
But yeah. Yeah. So, any closing thoughts before we go to wrap up this reverse gaslighting episode? Define, put a name on it to make it real. Putting a name on certain topics makes you more an expert of it.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. and
the
hope
90s
they-
weren't that good. I'll just say that.
yeah, that
Not as
good.
good as you
It
think
was
they
fun.
I enjoyed my childhood.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
and
That's a good.
hopefully
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni will sort this out. And I hope they won't bring Taylor Swift's name on it, because once they start putting her name and then there's a lawsuit, I don't know, it's gonna be a big story.
Yeah.
You don't want the
Right.
Swifties
Yeah.
involved.
Please don't
Yeah, I
sue
don't want
us.
the Swifties. Yeah, they don't want the
Please don't
Swifties
come
like
after
going
us.
after yeah, the legal system. And that's it. Anyone want to add something, or just gonna wrap this up? Hope
I was in a
it's a
Taylor
good
Swift
episode.
concert, so please don't come after me.
Yeah, I imagine he's gonna bring that up in a concert too. I know.
Don't say.
No, she's gonna make a song about it. Yeah, it's gonna be a hit. Yeah, something like reverse
She can do it with a broken heart.
gaslighting, baby. You say yes. You know.
That's gonna be about dragons.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, that would be good, right? If she makes a song about dragons, that would be so
she
good.
have like a music video where she's gonna dress up as
Khaleesi.
Yeah. There's gonna be Khaleesi pumping in the trailer, and then like
Trailer milk.
you know.
trailer milk,
Sending
and then
text
dragons.
messages.
Oh, that would be good. It's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a hit because of the music video or just the lyrics. Like,
Or the dragons pumping breast milk.
yeah, something.
Or
about,
maybe
like,
she'll like, just very subtle. Well,
mm,
I mean, maybe not
Like,
too subtle, but like her riding a dragon.
yeah,
You know,
it's gonna be like,
shout out.
I'm back at the trailer pumping, and then see you in a minute. Oh, and then there's always like, oh, then dragon's gonna burn, and then I don't wanna be in. It's gonna be like, I'm ready to do the, what song was it?
I know what song you're talking about. I
That
don't
was
know
a-
what
yeah,
that was,
it's-
so.
That was a, God, what's the title of that song? Like, oh no, back of the car, I cry like a baby, and I cry. Oh,
It's you.
oh yeah, it's you. Yeah, shape of your body, it's new. Yeah.
It's cool.
Cool summer, like
Cruel summer.
cruel summer. Yeah, cruel summer. Yeah, it's gonna be that tone. Like, I'm at the trailer, bumping. Texting you, it's fine to read some lines. Oh, then I summon my dragons, and yeah, I don't wanna be in this movie anymore. You know, yeah. Expecting another hit from Taylor. Looking forward to it. You know, maybe 2026 is gonna be
Yeah, he'll be the ghostwriter for that.
Ghost Rider. It's funny. Yeah, maybe we could just close it with that. Like, hoping we're looking for the title's gonna be Reverse Gaslighting, and then Taylor Swift's next hit song.
Taylor's version.
Reverse gaslighting. Taylor's version. Taylor's
Reverse Gaslighting. Taylor's next hit song.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.